Hi, welcome to the Business Expert Series with views and opinions on topical issues facing business owners right now. Today, we're with business owner Margaret McManus of MCM Accounting. How are you doing, Margaret?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you could kick us off by telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how long you've been doing it for, please.
Certainly. Well, my name is Margaret McManus. I'm from Blackburn. I'm a certified accountant. I provide services to small to medium businesses, face-to-face, remotely, make sure their business is taken care of.
Brilliant. And how many years of experience do you have doing that service?
I've opened MCM Accounting back in 2020. Beforehand, I had various managerial positions on and off HR, accounting, but I think decided it was time to try everything on my own.
Okay, brilliant. So was that about 3 years or so now you've been going?
Yeah.
Good stuff. So in that time, what would you say are the most common mistakes or challenges that you see business owners having with their finances?
I think especially following the pandemic, many people discovered their hidden talents, or because they face redundancies, they've opened their own businesses, which is brilliant. However, they live day-to-day, on day-to-day basis. There's not much forecasting, not much insight. They're quite often surprised by a tax bill that hasn't been planned for. And in a way, it hinders the growth of the business, because if they could understand the figures a little bit more, have a bit of more insight in the business rather than just buy the stock, make some money, they could expand. Sure.
Yeah, the cash flow issues are big. I guess cash is king, as they say.
Yes.
And so how do you go about sort of educating people to, when you see that, do different people respond differently? How do you educate people around that?
To be honest, majority of people, I find it quite interesting to see actually how much they really made, how much they really spent. They find it curious, and most of the time they just want to know more. Yeah. What they can do, how they can save. They get comfortable with certain suppliers, but there are others that perhaps are cheaper, perhaps are better, that they could try on. So yeah, they're quite happy to know more.
Education piece, it sounds like as well. Just you only know what you know, kind of thing. Unless someone tells you differently, then there might not be a reason to explore different ways of doing things.
Absolutely.
Good share. Thank you very much for that. So through your eyes as an accountant, what's sort of most likely to affect the economy, do you think, over the next year or so in the UK?
Although inflation has slowed down a little bit, it still makes a big impact. Many suppliers come in daily with the rise in the prices. People have less and less disposable income for any purchases that are outside of what they need on day-to-day. And also there isn't much incentive for businesses now to dive into the savings and launch a new project or expand, because there's too much uncertainty whether it's going to take or whether they're just going to plunge into cash stash and not see anything out of it at the end. Yeah. So I think that's going to hinder the economy a little bit.
Definitely, there's going to be an impact on growth there due to that confidence, sure. Yeah. So just kind of moving on to yourself and taking in that experience that you've had as a business owner to date, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned over the time that you've been in business, if there's one that you can pick?
Network. There's always someone who's been there, done that, and can reach out and point you in the right direction. Being a business owner can be quite a lonely road. You build it, you're very passionate about it, you put enormous amounts of hours and a lot of work, but actually there are people out there who tried it, who know, who have been around the block, as you say, and they can really help out and build that confidence and build that knowledge and again grow the customers in the process.
Brilliant. It's similar, like yourself, as being an accountant and being able to advise in a number of ways to have connections with your friends, with your network, with so in terms of what you use to do what you do, what would you say is the inspiration that you use? So it could be books that you read, friends, family, the people that you work with, your team members. What is it that inspires you to do what you do?
Two ways. First and foremost, it's my family. It's my husband, who's been enormously supportive, and my two little boys. I think I want to teach them in a way that you can always at least try and go and do what you're really passionate about. And if you work hard, there's no reason why you can't make it a success. And on the other hand, it's the clients. For me, it's nothing more satisfying than a client coming in quite often flustered with all the technicalities and perhaps a stash of letters from HMRC that potentially are very easy to solve.
Those brown envelopes.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as you see it, there's something ticks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I take care of all that, sit down, have a brew, let's talk about it, explain. And that deep, you know, reflection at the end of it, that actually, yeah, it wasn't so bad. I can leave it in a safe hands and I can just go about and grow my business. And it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I love that. Sit down, have a brew, and we'll work through it and solve all your worries.
Absolutely. Nothing the brew can
Great
fix.
Inspiration. Yeah. And how old are your boys?
3 and 7.
Oh wow, good ages. Keeping you busy, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Great inspiration there too, as well, to be doing what you're doing. So lastly, in terms of the impact of what you'd like to achieve in your, I suppose, local business community, the people that you work with, what kind of impact are you looking to have?
I mean, as a Polish and English speaking accountant, there is a lot of help that I can provide to local businesses. There are various business owners that quite often there is a gap in understanding everything that's going on. And I work with various lawyers or financial services providers to help in terms of understanding the business. But also accountants are quite portrayed as quite serious, quite unapproachable. I think that's the vision. I'll walk in, I get told off and I have to pay for this. And actually it's not exactly like that. We're here to help. We're here to understand the business, not just a raw figures week by week, day by day. But actually as myself, I look after the business itself, not just what makes it tick, what makes it grow, which I think is quite beneficial for business owner.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. A good caring accountant there, but yeah, helping business owners navigate some of the things they may not wish to be looking at, but actually just saying to them, look, it's not that scary. There's ways to get around things. I like it. Margaret, thank you very much for sharing all that you have. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all the best with the business.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.